Good.
Welcome back to the European Dodgeball Championships 2022 here in Netherlands, here in Draken. I'm joined back.
You got your pronunciation there, down to a T there.
If I don't pronounce it right, someone will kill me. That's why. But we're here back, joined with John Rutland. A interesting game here after the lunch. Switzerland men against Scotland men. Could provide a lot of entertainment. Very close in terms of, I guess, ability now. Scotland used to be fairly high up. They placed fourth in the 2019, and their current ranking is fourth. But maybe lost a couple of players over the years.
They're definitely a squad in transition. Brought a few new players kind of into the fold that maybe have been in training squads into this Euro, so a few new faces. And with Switzerland as well, we've got a couple of familiar faces with them, so it's going to be a really interesting match straight after lunch. How was your lunch, Greg?
It was alright. I had a ham roll.
Nice.
A cheese roll.
Separate?
Yeah.
Oh,
a sultana roll.
Saw that. What was that?
It's like a hot cross bun, but without the cross on the
For all
top.
of our British viewers
Yeah.
watching on the live stream, and our European viewers going, these English guys have got no clue
What is
what
hot
they're
cross
doing.
bun? Yeah.
Exactly. So Scotland are ready to line up for the traditional handshakes, high fives, slaps in the air.
Couple of new players for Scotland as well, faces that we've seen in and around the Scottish leagues and the English leagues, but now join the international lineup.
Yeah, good to see that Scotland are bringing the players through. But still some extremely experienced players amongst their ranks as well that will be looking to try and dominate this game.
Yep, Switzerland have improved a lot over the past couple of years. They've got a sort of Benjamin Favre at the hold, I guess. He plays in Austria, so a lot of tactics from that side of things. A very good dodgeballer. I'm sure we'll see a bit of that on display here.
Yeah, like, it's quite rare to have a player that's playing in another country than their nation that they're playing for, but he's one of the rare players that happens in.
A new captaincy for Scotland this time around. Cameron Relton, London Storm player, very good sort of agile player more than anything.
Picks up some key catches as well.
Yep.
So let's see if he can do it in this game.
Yeah, Scotland lose two players in that opening rush there. And only a single ball gets released from the hands of the Scotland Highlanders.
Swiss player there trying to keep the pressure on, but leaving himself fairly high up the court.
Ball pops up and 37 for a second looks at taking the catch, but probably an arm's length too far away. Cameron Relton, quality dodging there. Top right of your screen, same for Aldred. Former Scotland captain, I believe, right?
Yes,
yep.
But still Scotland manager.
Yeah.
I think he's looking to share the workload. Very passionate guy about dodgeball. Loves a dodgeball kit, apparently.
Yeah, collects a fair few of them. And Rothney is that last player left in for the Scotland side, and that's a good standing from Aldred there. Takes out one, evens things up now. We're 3 players apiece.
Swiss players are fairly lethargic high up the court, and not expecting this quick responses from the Scottish team there, but as you can see, standing quite dominantly high up the court, throwing from a standing position, getting the hit up, find themselves one player up in this position.
So Rothney and Aldred left now for Scotland. And a good jump over to running counters. No hits there. Lucas Marshall on that right side there for Switzerland. Favre on the left side.
Catch. Greg, for the viewers that can't see it there, Greg's just dropped the ball in the commentary box. Pretty poor there, technique. Can understand why he's this side of the microphone.
Always the way.
Oh, good single ball hit, 1 for 1 there. Swiss players still find themselves 1 player up. What can Aldred do in this position here? Can he try and make a hit as the Swiss players retreat fairly slowly, or is he going to look to pick up a catch? Swiss players coming forward with the free balls.
Oh, Aldred looks at taking that catch. Both of the balls aren't on that perfect timing.
And Switzerland take a 2-0 lead. Swiss player winning the ball in the middle, and again a 1 for 1 off the start. Both teams getting the key hit there, trying to get that advantage.
And Aldred this time around taken out early in the set. So Cameron is left with the right ball. Donaldson goes for the catch but doesn't quite pick it up.
There's a hit and catch there, player out wide for Scotland. Watching that ball, tracking it and securing that catch.
Yeah, really good catch there. And Switzerland decide not to play on the running counter, but decide to reset with a third ball.
Oh, another catch off the block ball there.
Yeah. Scotland always looking to pick up that rebound, as should anyone. That ball is still live and counts as a catch.
Bigged up Cameron there in the pre-match talk, and he's just showing his skills there, just watching the ball again, taking control of this second set.
So 5-2 up now. The single ball gets released first, followed by the second of Rothney, and the other Favre brother doesn't quite pick it up. And Scotland close out the set.
Both teams trying to take a grip of this opening half here. Both teams look fairly matched in both the games. Let's see where this third set goes. Two single ball releases there for Scotland.
Yeah. And
Aldred trying to catch the Swiss captain off guard, and he got his hit that he was looking for.
Three balls now get marched forward. Oh, and that's a quality shot yet again. I can see why they looked at taking out Aldred to start off the second set. And that's some quality, very good talking from Railton top right there, the Scotland captain. He's making sure Aldred's holding that ball. They've got the 4 balls instead. And a nice little fake there from Valerian, but decides. Then Aldred gets hit out.
Bit erratic there from Scotland. A little bit of maybe miscommunication, a couple of single ball throws that were ineffective. Better timing there from Scotland, but not getting the hit on the Swiss player on the right there.
Yeah.
Good control play there by Switzerland, getting the hit low down.
Yeah.
Scotch-
Pash, that's a nice throw. You know, you're looking just outside of the hips, and he does it again, but as he's on his track back, gets hit out.
So 2 players left in for both teams.
Single ball blocked easy.
Switzerland look like they're trying to force Scotland throw in this position. Good honesty there from the Swiss player, and called out there for dropping the blocking ball.
Yeah. And that quality is very good from Railton. You know, he's come up, he's off of that cover, and then he's released at the right time. He knows where he's throwing at, and he knows that he's comfortable to hit. Even if he doesn't hit the player, he's making sure he knocks that ball out of his hands.
Switzerland end up with 3 balls for the first attack. High single ball throw there, and the Scottish player just drops it. Coming from Douglas, trying to secure that catch as he dived off the court, but unfortunately just dropped it.
So a sub has been made for the Scotland side. Ross Gregg joins the squad. Not a Scotland debutant, but a Euro debutant, and he picks up that catch. Great catch there. Formerly MK Cyclones president, stepping away, I believe, from MK Cyclones now.
Is he still going to be playing for them?
Not for MK,
Oh.
no.
Interesting. Scotland getting 2 key hits there. Just starting to take a little bit of control of this first half.
Oh, and that's a great catches from both players there. Dow and Gregg pick up those catches, nice and simple. When you're throwing single balls at most of these Scotland boys, they're going to look at taking that catch.
Scotland just warming into this half and starting to take a bit of control, just showing some of their experience with them playing in some of the higher British leagues, whether that's in Scotland or in England.
Dow throws that ball that they get from the start, doesn't quite find a target, so Switzerland now push forward with 3, and they take the single ball attack.
Switzerland getting some early play there, getting a single ball throw. They've done that a few times now in this match. Scotland players need to get on their toes from the start a little bit more to survive that single ball being thrown mainly in the middle.
So Railton looks like he gets the block, but doesn't quite block the full ball, then it hits him. Oh, and that's a great power behind that throw from Gregg. From Aldridge, should I say, on that left side. Dow then on his track back, dodges out the way.
Good dynamic dodging there from Switzerland, tucking their legs up, meaning those balls just sailing underneath even though they were fairly high. 1 for 1 there, and Switzerland will be happy with that, staying 1 player up.
And a nice single ball dodge followed by that standing counter from Aldred on that left side. And Gregg finds the target. So 3-2 now to Scotland.
Demeter's just taking the block there, avoiding the hit from the ricochet, but he's just been caught high up on the court there. Scotland just trying to allow the Swiss players to throw higher up and trying to hit them as they're trucking back.
He's been pretty successful with the blocks at neutral zone so far, but and he dodges all 3. But easy catch. When you're really throwing into that section.
Looks like a timeout has been called there from Switzerland. Really good use of the timeout by the coach there. Scotland just starting to get a bit of a grip in this first half, and the momentum starts has switched in Scotland's favour. So the Swiss coaches and captains maybe just trying to change up what they're doing tactically to try and make sure this game doesn't get away in the first half. The Scottish camp looking quite happy with their performances so far. Some really good catching there from single ball throws from a number of the different players, and some really big single ball hits as well.
So as the end of the timeout ticks down, Scotland playing some very good dodgeball. It was pretty close in the first couple of sets, but Scotland have really started to pick up those single ball catches. Like you said, John, making those clinical hits, and when you're starting to close down sets, that simply it's pretty good dodgeball.
Yeah. Looks like a few substitutions from the Swiss team there, just trying to freshen up. Got some good players on the bench that they've brought on to try and just do something a little bit different. Getting a nice early single ball hit in this set.
So Scotland get those, Switzerland get those first couple of hits in the set, and 6-4 up now in the opening seconds, or opening minutes should we say, has been pretty clinical for Switzerland. They need to really be looking at winning this set if they're going to start drawing back that set difference that they've set for themselves.
Scotland having free balls quite a lot in this set so far, and effectively using it here, getting a hit on Favre's left shoulder. Scottish player just forced onto the back line there, out of the court. Swiss getting a two-player advantage, but two quick hits from single ball attacks from Scotland there in return means that they're drawing level. Some good control play.
And some great reactions from the Scotland team.
Scotland just creeping into the lead now with 3 players left on court. Good two-ball attack. I actually tell a lie. Sorry, that was level. Now the Scottish player has taken a hit. Ross Gregg left in last for the Scottish team. What can he do? Trying to get an early free throw on the Swiss player, but just being a little bit off balance and on his knees. Swiss done really well there to read it and force him into trying to make a catch.
Yeah, and that's Ross. That's normally what Ross does so well. He gets that free throw in, you're distracting the Swiss player, so to make sure that his full arm doesn't really get behind the throw, then you pick that early catch and you really look at turning the game. Unfortunately, this time around, Ross doesn't quite get the catch into his arms.
Switzerland there using their timeout really effectively, made a couple of changes tactically and personnel on court, and have got that win afterwards. Good work.
And a nice bit of dodging, a nice bit of control from Scotland gives them 4 balls now.
Switzerland have been getting some really good single ball hits from the start there, and changed tactically to throw 2 balls at the start there, but didn't get a hit. So there they gave Scotland then 4 balls that they've used really effectively.
And a couple of outs for both teams there. Puts the Swiss team 4-3 up in players. And it's this set they need to be looking for again after the one that they've just won. to go 8-6 up, to go just behind 8-6.
Swiss players there, the two wingers, not quite working together there. They've tactically just decided to keep hold of the ball rather than release a single.
And yet again, another 1-for-1 trade. We're in the dying seconds of this set for both teams. Oh, and that is a quality side swing from Rothney.
The headshot there was an intention from the Scottish player, meaning that
and
that
an
hit
invalid,
bounced.
and a very good call from the other co-head ref, Bruno, for an invalid on that. Switzerland just don't get their hands on the final outs.
Switzerland were really close there for getting a point in that game and just maybe didn't control the game as much. Could they have taken the draw in that situation and be going into half-time just a few points less? But that means that the half-time score is 10-4 to Scotland. Who's impressed you so far, Greg, in this first half?
In terms of Scotland and Switzerland, or all together in the tournament? Well, we'll go both.
Let's go both.
Exactly.
Start with the
Well,
match in front of us.
Scotland so far in this game, they made those couple of subs early on. Although they were winning the game, they made those subs. Ross Gregg's come on and he's made those catches. Inside, he's playing inside Cameron. That's a really good spot because they're looking to take Cameron out with those single balls every time. When Ross is picking up those catches, he's definitely changing the game style for Scotland. Altogether in the tournament, men's anyway, Hungary have definitely impressed me. We saw a bit of them earlier against Netherlands. Their arms, very, very impressive. We've seen an influx of handball players come from handball to dodgeball. And for me, maybe not title contending, but some dark horses and definitely here to cause some upsets.
No, definitely, it's great to see Hungary bringing a more competitive squad at this Euros. So, yeah, let's see where they end up over the next couple of days. But the early signs that they are showing some promise that they might cause a few upsets. So the teams get a little bit longer at half-time there. The coaches and captains just trying to make a few more tactical tweaks to the way they're playing. Again, both camps look extremely happy with how they've been playing. The Swiss maybe a little bit disappointed not to take a point in that last set, but I'm sure after their last time out they came out and got the win in that next set. So can they do the same in this second half?
Exactly. After that timeout, the Swiss really came out and looked very, very impressive. It's now into that second half. They need to replicate that sort of set and that play style they brought from that, making sure those single balls aren't going into sort of that area that Scotland are picking up.
So both teams back out for the second half. So Switzerland winning that middle ball again. Not getting the hit on their first attack from a single ball.
Nice. Always done.
And no hit out there from the single ball from the Switzerland side.
Scotland's kind of walking out the court looking for that single ball release, just trying to use the time and making sure that they're not allowing that play ball call to be called by the referees. It's a good dodge in there by the Swiss player in the middle.
Yeah, Marshall, he's providing that high pressure on that top left side.
Good throw from Switzerland.
And Douglas gets hit out there from the 2-ball attack.
Oh, big catch there from the single ball.
Yeah. And Relton hit out high into the neutral zone. He's got no cover behind him, and that's where you're really going to look at getting hit out.
Again, another hit from the Swiss team. Scotland now down 3 players in this set.
Graham just with a single ball block. Looks like it could pop up for a catch, but Greg is probably on the back foot.
With being 3 players down this set, it's probably feeling it's not worth that risk quite with a minute to go. Switzerland now really slowing down the pace, knowing they're 3 players up. Again, thrown from a pretty static position high up the court there. And again, a lazy dodge there, just going down into that low position, but really kind of had a little bit more time to watch it and step left or right in that position. Oh, big catch there by Graham. Pulling Scotland back into this set with 4 players left on court from both sides. But the referee has paused time just to have a look at that decision and that play that just went there.
It's good for je punten.
Switzerland coming up with 4 players both on court.
And Koemans makes the catch, or Cummins makes the catch, but he's hit out first and he raises his hand.
Referees pause time here again. A little bit of a confusion whether it was a hit or a catch.
Yeah, I think there's a bit of discussion on if the catch was made properly or not. I think there's just a bit of a discussion on that.
So Switzerland have taken that set. Come out well after their half-time team talk, like we saw in the first half after their timeout call. Some discussions coming on from the 2 captains here with the head referee. Scotland team take this time to have a team talk. Don't think they have called a timeout, but because of the discussion, they've managed to get a couple of extra seconds there. Some timeout now called. Scotland not quite happy there how they've come out in the second half, but sure with a couple of tweaks they'll come back out and try and put some rights in some of the poor tactical choices made.
So with a timeout called and Switzerland only 2 sets behind now, Scotland have just got to remain composed, making sure that they're making the right decisions in the right time.
Ja, maar als je hem eerst gevangen hebt en dan uitgaat, dat maakt wel het verschil. Het maakt wel het verschil of je vangt dan uitgaat of uit bent en hem dan pakt. Ja, dat is zo, maar als je hem eerst hebt gevangen is het wel eens
Some experienced players in Scotland still on the bench and we haven't seen them step on court yet, so if Scotland do need to go another gear, they've got
een dingetje.
they Robert.
He's not playing in the men's.
Well, no, he's not playing in the
No,
men's.
no. But Ted Dumbrell.
Ja, weet je nog wat hij was? Want als je eerst op play had gedrukt was denk ik...
Douglas gets it out there.
Want kijk, nu denkt hij nog dat dit gebeurd is. Maakt niet uit. Nu nou houdt het bij mij toch? Ja, hoop ik ook.
Thanks for the check there, Greg. Need to read the team sheets a little bit closer. Johnny just being in the mixed squad,
Yeah.
in his men's squad.
But Greg does pick the catch up before the hit is made out. I think there's a bit of a discussion there, but
Two-ball attack. Scottish player unsure if the second ball then went onto his foot. With our 6 referees, no one's made that call.
oh, Rothney. It isn't Rothney my mistake. Sorry, that's Duncan.
That was just dropping the catch on him there.
Yeah, he pops the catch up and he almost gets his hand to it, but doesn't quite make the leap into that.
It's a difficult thing to do as you're diving towards the catch. Again, Switzerland just managing the time there, not forcing the throw, going back, resetting and maybe going with an attack. And the ball just pops up there in Greg's chest and in his hands there.
Bit of luck maybe played into that. He pops it up, dodges that ball that is thrown at him.
I'm sure he'll be happy with that bit of luck there and a good catch, meaning now after the hit that Scotland have pulled back into this game with 3 players left on court from both sides.
And Greg, as he makes that throw, he walks back, he takes the catch, hand in the air.
Good substitution from Scotland to bring him into the game early on. Made some real key catches, but that one just falls out of his hands there.
And that's some great covering by Duncan there. I think that's something that we don't really talk about in terms of at the back of the court when 4 are pushing forward with the balls. There's someone always covering that catch, and that's good movement from Duncan to make sure he's always behind the players.
Yeah, no, John does that really well. Really experienced player in the Scottish leagues, and they're just covering the player just in case. Scotland find themselves 12-6 up in this second half.
Yeah, a really good set for Scotland there. So we've had a couple more substitutions on this Scotland side. Donaldson comes back on, one of their middle players.
And the Swiss player just falls out at the back of the court and lost his balance.
But some nice pressure there.
Or a Swiss player on the backtrack catches one of the balls that hit the Scottish player, secures the catch, but then gets hit on a running counter back. Good play there by Scotland.
Nice block from Relton there, just pressures it into the ground.
Really good technique there, making sure that ball's not going to skim off and hit the player in the foot or hitting a teammate.
Yeah. Railton, Duncan and Donaldson all come up there with the 3 balls. Only one released, a nice single ball, not finding the target, but a good defensive throw nonetheless.
Scotland still 1 player up in the set. But Switzerland get the hit high up on the court there. The Swiss player in the middle not paying attention at all, looking for where the ball's gone in the net, and was extremely lucky there still to be on court.
Yeah, Duncan probably is a tad disappointed, but from a disappointment for a great hit out there. Hits the toes of Pash, number 91 for the Switzerland side.
Scotland again, just kind of fairly coming out the court with a fairly slow pace, not looking to rush their throws. Scottish player hit in the central zone there, meaning 2 players left on court for both teams.
Yeah, Douglas, number 9.
Good block in the central zone there from Switzerland.
Yeah. Favre, it's that nice release. He's got that 1 ball still in his hand and he knows the right place to block it. And as Donaldson tries to get under the other one.
And Switzerland take the 2 points.
A very good set for Switzerland there.
The experienced head of Johnny Day there, just trying to give the Scottish players a little bit of advice, making sure that they don't find themselves in a trickier situation than they should.
Johnny Day, despite him not playing, definitely a very vocal player and giving his team maybe words of advice, but telling them things that they shouldn't really be making errors in.
Switzerland will be really happy with how they performed in the second half. Some really nice hits.
I think maybe a bit of a discussion in terms of captains and the refs there. So 5 minutes 56 left in this game. A great start from the Scotland team, but Aldred doesn't quite find the target he's looking for. Oh, and that is one quality catch from Duncan. Finds himself in the right spot.
That ball sticking there, showing real skill with that secure catch.
And a good trade. Yeah, very good trade.
Great response from Scotland here, just putting some brakes on the Swiss momentum, finding themselves 3 players up so far.
So Scotland now up with a 5 against 1. And a great reactive running counter there from Graham. So Scotland now go 14-10 up. That's a crucial set in terms of this game altogether.
Good set from Scotland, but the Swiss just winning the middle ball. Good block there from the Swiss player. That attack from Aldred came back at him fairly quick. A few more rotations there from the Scottish team. Ted Dumbrell Goshawk on court with his new double-barreled name, otherwise known previously as Ted Dumbrell.
There you go.
Ted's being supported by Toby, his little son. He's just had his first birthday. He'll be keen to show his little one his dodgeball talents on the court.
And Keys there on the left applying that pressure. Duncan doesn't quite pick up the catch this time around. And a nice block there from Aldred. That nice jump in, tucks his feet behind the ball. He's trying to cover as much as his body with that ball as possible. And a block from Donaldson puts the ball out wide. Day puts the ball straight back in through the ball retriever. And Aldred gets it out there, so Switzerland currently up 4-3 players in this set. They're going to need this set, like we said. They're trying to claw back that difference that Scotland made. But when Dow is hitting single ball shots like that, that's some very good dodgeball. But he doesn't quite get picked up. Picks his feet up quick enough, and as Dumbrell Goshawk tries to yet again take out Switzerland when they're not looking, they're not aware at all times, and the two opportunities that Scotland have had to take advantage of that, they haven't hit their targets.
Not long left in this set. Gonna need something quick from Scotland.
And a block, ball goes up, and the hit is made, but after the whistle.
Hit after the whistle there. Maybe, not sure. Yeah, it was after the whistle,
Yeah,
so a draw there.
Yeah, 15-11. The score currently in this game. Scotland looking to push out of that. So a 90-second set, so Switzerland cannot come back from this game.
So we're going to be going into a 90-second set here. Last set of this match. And Scotland looking to just put a few more points on the board. As you know, with these group stages, set difference can be the difference between finishing second or first on some occasions.
So the scores have disappeared, but it is 15-11 to Scotland. We'll let you know the final score when it finishes, but we are in a 90-second set, so Switzerland cannot make it back to draw this game. They can only bring the score closer.
Timeout called there for the wet floor there.
The Schwett stick comes back. And if you go...
I think the sweat stick is missing.
Oh no.
If we could have a public announcement if anyone can find it. Oh, no,
it has been found.
It's been found. But we're not going to see it on this occasion. One of my favourite improvements of the Dodgeball Euros is the sweat stick.
Yep.
I think hopefully we'll see 4 of those on the 4 courts tomorrow. So much more effective in attack.
Oh, it is.
So Switzerland coming up with 3 balls. Single ball attack.
Oh! And
one for ones.
yeah, the ball pops up. from Ted. Dow looks to take that catch, but as he's on his back feet, it just escapes his fingers.
So Switzerland take. Oh, there's 2 hits there on the Swiss players, I think. One player up though still. Not sure what quite happened there,
but we are in the dying seconds of this. Another hit made out. The ball popped up. The final whistle is called. But the final score in that game, 15 points to Scotland, 13 points to Switzerland. A great game all around. Some good quality dodgeball.
Closer game than what we were expecting. Switzerland there had some really good moments. Made some really good tactical switches just after half-time and got themselves in this second half. They'll be looking to take that momentum into their further matches. But Scotland will be happy with the points, the victory, and will be happy with kind of getting a lot of court time for a lot of their squad as well. I think everyone made it on court, so they'll be happy after the first day.
Yeah, so next on this court is Ireland women against Sweden women. That will start in 5 minutes' time. If your YouTube doesn't autoplay onto the next video, if you head back to the Dodgeball Netherlands YouTube page, you can head to the next video there, and that is, like we said before, the Ireland women against the Swedish women. But for now, John, thank you very much, and I'm sure I'll see you later on in the tournament for plenty more commentary.
Thanks, Greg.